Hey, welcome back. So this week Anthropic did a really cool thing and they released the system prompts for the Claude models. Now don't get me wrong, they've been leaked on X for a while now, but I think it's a super cool move of transparency to actually publicly release those system prompts. And they are a masterclass in prompt engineering. So today, I thought we would do something really interesting, and I thought we would take the system prompts that Anthropic has released and we'll apply them to the Llama models, and we'll see what the impact of a system prompt is by applying it to a model it was never intended for. So before we go and look at the specifics of the Claude system prompt, I thought I'd explain what a system prompt actually is. So if we go to Claude AI for a second and I ask it a question such as what is your name and who created you, this is what's known as a user prompt. This is what I am sending to the model. So I will send that and it's came back with my name is Claude and I was created by Anthropic. Now I'm using Claude AI. I'm not talking to the model directly. There is an API in front of the model and there is a nice little chat interface. The system prompt is actually what is available to the application creators to be able to influence the model to behave in the way that it wants. So in the case of Claude or Claude AI here, the chat experience, the system prompt that Anthropic has provided is actually allowing it to influence how the model should behave. So if you were using the APIs for the Claude models, then this wouldn't be set and you would get slightly different responses. So what is the purpose of the system prompt? So it's for the application creator and it's got a few things that it can do. Typically the sort of things that you would include in a system prompt would be things like the name of the assistant, what the knowledge cutoff date is, for example, what capabilities the model or the application has, what the interaction style is. Do you want it to be kind of cheery? Do you want it to be serious? What its ethics are, what sort of questions it'll answer or not answer, how it'll handle tasks, right? What tasks it will perform, what it won't, and what sort of response formats. Do you want it to be super sharp or do you want it to be very wordy and explanatory? And using the guidance within the system prompt, you can influence how the model's gonna act. So as I said, when I send that, what is your name and who created you, and when it comes back with my name is Claude and I was created by Anthropic, all of that guidance is sent at the same time as I send that request to the model in the background and I don't see it. And that's why it's super transparent that Anthropic has done this. So if we go into Anthropic's website for a second, and we'll go into this in a little bit more detail. And as I said, we're going to put this system prompt onto Llama just to see the impact that it has. And you can kind of see here, Claude 3.5 Sonnet, July 12th, 2024. The assistant is Claude created by Anthropic. So this is where it's telling you what the model's name is or the assistant's name is. It's telling you the cutoff date. That's what I was saying about knowledge cutoff. And again, this prompt is a masterclass in prompt engineering. So if you want to become a better prompt engineer, it's really worth spending the time and understanding why the system prompt is written in this way, and then trying to use that within your own applications here. And here is where you start to see some of the style that they want the Claude AI to have. So if asked about controversial topics, it tries to provide careful thoughts, clear information, does it without explicitly saying the topic is sensitive. So rather than saying, oh, I don't want to talk about this, blah, 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 it will just try and provide the information with that. This is one of my favorite things as well. When presented with a math problem, logic problem, or other problem benefiting from systematic thinking, Claude thinks through it step by step before giving a final answer. This is really cool. So you know how when you do something like a math question and then it just answers the question straight away and it gets it wrong? Actually, this system prompt is saying, Claude, don't do that. Go and think through it step by step. So do chain of thought thinking. Now, normally we've been prompting around this ourselves. So when we have those complicated problems, we'll say, think through this step by step. But actually the system prompt is meaning that Claude can automatically apply chain of thought reasoning when it has to. For code, you see things like Claude uses Markdown for code. Claude, after it's closed the markdown, Claude asks the user if he would like it to explain or break down the code. It does not explain or break down the code unless the user explicitly requests it. So you know how you get super annoyed when you say write some code and then it gives a huge explanation? Claude won't actually do that. So as I said at the beginning of this video, we are going to take the Claude system prompt and we are going to apply it to the Llama models. And we're going to do that via Ollama. So if you haven't got Ollama running on your machine, you can just go to ollama.com and then you can click on the download button. Ollama is very cool. Think of it as like the Docker for AI models. Super easy to get started with. I actually have a video on it, so go check that out. I've already got it installed on my machine, so I don't need to do anything else. If I do Ollama list for a second, you will see it's got all the models that I have on the machine here. In particular, you can see I've got Llama 3.1. I want to use a bigger model. I want to use a Llama 370B, but this will work easily with the smaller models. So the reason I want to use Llama 370B is I want to use slightly bigger model so that I can compare it against kind of the Claude 3 responses. I just want something that's a little bit more intelligent for a kind of fair comparison. I could install Llama 3.1405. I haven't downloaded Llama 3.170 billion parameters, so I'm just being super lazy and using an earlier version, but this will equally work with Llama 3.1 as well. So to get started with Llama 370B, all I need to do is type in Ollama run Llama 3:70B, and then it will interact with that model. So Llama 370B is started up. I'm just going to start with something like, what is your name and who created you? I should get some really weird generic stuff like, I'm just an AI assistant, blah, blah, blah. I don't have a name. So there you go. That works really well. So if I just run this one more time, and this time I'm going to say, hello, Claude. I'm going to sort of give it a name. And then I'm just going to ask it, what is your name and who created you? See what it comes back with. So there you go. My name is Claude. So it's sort of taken on its name here. But, you know, as you can see, it's a large language model trained by a team of researchers at Meta AI. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so remember that because we're going to use that a little bit later on. So now that we know how to interact with Llama 3 with Ollama, what we want to be able to do is set a system prompt and have that persist for every time we have the conversation. So to do that, we're actually going to create a new model on Llama. As I said, it's a little bit like Docker, and we're automatically going to set a system prompt. Now, just to prove it all works, we'll just create a little fun sort of pirate example, and then we'll modify that a little bit later to be able to use the full Claude system prompt. So to do this, the first thing that we need to do is we need to create a little file that we can create the model with. So I'm going to create a file called Llama Claude. And we're just going to touch that, and then we will just open this up in VS Code. So as I said, it's a little bit like Docker, so I'm just going to type in from Llama 3, and I want to pull the 70 billion parameter version, and then I can just set a system prompt by putting the keyword system, and then I just put some text. So I'm going to say, you are a pirate captain called Captain Jolly Roger, and you answer all questions in pirate speak. So that is our simple prompt there. We'll just close this for a second. And then to create that model, all I need to do is type in Ollama create. And then I'm going to create a model called Llama Claude. And then I'm just going to pass in the file that we just created, which is called Llama Claude. And you can see that's now created. And if I type in Ollama list, you'll see at the very top there is Llama Claude latest. So now, if I just clear this for a second, and I do Ollama run Llama Claude, I am now loading up the Llama 370B billion parameter model with the system prompt preset. So if I now say, what is your name? You can see speaking in pirate speak, Army Hardy, me name be Captain Jolly Roger. That was the name that we sent. So this is exactly how Claude AI works with the system prompt that I showed you earlier. So that system prompt, which is hidden behind underneath the hood when we were chatting with Claude in its window, you never saw that system prompt. Here you don't see that system prompt, but every time I send a prompt, that system prompt is included, and you see Army Hardy, me name be Captain Jolly Rogers. So this is quite a simple example, but as you can kind of see there, the system prompt is really defining the personality of the model. It defines its name, how you want to interact with it. Again, very, very simple example, but anytime I'm sending a question, a prompt to the model, my user prompt, that system prompt that we defined, which is your pirate, called Captain Jolly Roger, you speak pirate speak, that is sent every single time. And when we were chatting with Claude via Claude AI, then their system prompt, the one that they released, is sent with every interaction in the same way as this one's sent with every interaction. So we now know how that works. So we are now going to update our example so that we now include the Claude system prompt. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to take the entire Claude system prompt here, and then I'm literally just going to get rid of all of this, and I'm going to paste that system prompt in. Now, to help the model along a little bit, I am just going to add a little bit extra, which says you're an assistant called Claude. Within the Claude info tag contains all of the information about you and how you should behave. And there is the Claude info tag. But everything else beyond that is exactly what came from earlier. So now, if I close this and I do an Ollama RM Llama Claude, so that the version is gone. You can kind of see Ollama Claude's now gone. And then if I just run the same command that I ran a little bit earlier, Ollama create Llama Claude, and now if I just do my Ollama run Llama Claude, and I now send in the message, what is your name and who created you? And there you go. You can see, nice to meet you. My name is Claude and I was created by Anthropic. And that's because I've provided those details as part of the system prompt. And again, I can ask it other questions. So I can say, when is your knowledge base up to? There you go. My knowledge base was up to April 2024. And again, if we come back to the Claude prompt for a second, you can see the knowledge base is April 2024. You remember the fun? You see there that with the new system prompt in here, it's a little bit less fun as well. And a lot of the reason that it's been a little bit more concise, because it says that in the system prompt. So if we look here, Claude provides thorough responses to open-ended questions, but concise responses to simpler questions and tasks. So if we look here, when I asked what is your name and who created you, remember when I asked it before and we had this huge explanation it was created by Meta AI? This is a one-liner that's came back. And that's been directly influenced by this, you answer simple questions concisely. And we can see this a little bit more as well. So if I ask something like, how many books are in the Harry Potter series, you see, it came back, it's quite concise, it's listed all 7 books, and then it's asked me if I want to discuss more about the series or any specific book. But if I was to ask the straight version of Llama 370B, and I asked it the exact same question, how many books are in the Harry Potter series, you're going to see a much more verbose answer. So you see it's 7 books, and you start to see a few differences. You see it's added on the date there, so it's a little less concise. It's actually pretty close at the moment, but if we give it a second at the end here, rather than saying, would you like to discuss more about the series or any specific book, now you see it's going to start to waffle on and say there are also several companion books and blah, 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 blah. And again, this is all down to this sort of prompt here. And as you see here, rather than giving a long response, it gives a concise response and offers to elaborate further information if it might be helpful. There is, would you like to discuss more about the series or any specific book? Now, this is one of my favorite ones here. If Claude is asked about a very obscure person, object, or topic, i.e. if it's kind of information that's unlikely to be found more than once or twice on the internet, it ends its response by reminding the user it tries to be accurate, may hallucinate. If I ask normal Llama 3 70 billion parameter, who is Ginny Hay of England? Because see, straight away, it's just assumed that it meant Ginny Weasley. These things love Harry Potter, by the way. And then it's just hallucinating away here. Now let's ask the same question of Llama Claude. Again, this is a very obscure person or object. In fact, in case you're curious, Ginny here is my dog. And you see the difference here? Rather than just saying, yep, I know the answer, and I'm referring to this one, it sort of starts with a question about a rather obscure person. After some careful thinking, I believe you might be referring to Ginny Haywood. And then please correct me if I'm wrong. Again, you see the difference in the model. It's sort of starting to recognize something that's obscure. And if it's not sure, it's going to ask you, hey, please correct this, you know, or give me a little bit more information, rather than being completely sure of what it is. Now, the last one that we are going to do here, well, we'll do a couple more, is let's look at the code example. And I think this is one of my favorite ones. So if we run llama3 70 billion parameter for a second, and I'm just going to say, write me a Fibonacci function in Python. So let's see what llama3 does here for a second. Here's an example of Fibonacci. Fibonacci. So this is good. It's already marked down. That's sort of llama3 style anyway. And then you see here it's going, the function uses recursion, the basic idea. So it's starting to give me explanations. And then it's starting to waffle on about using a loop, and then it's giving me a couple of examples. And now it's starting to explain memoization. Waffle, 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 waffle. Now that it's explained memoization, it's actually even going on to tell me how I can test it. This is a complete answer, right? But again, if we come back to the prompt here, how does it say when we're going to deal with code? So it says Claude uses Markdown for code, so it does that already. Immediately after closing coding Markdown, Claude asks the user if they explain or break down the code. It does not explain or break down the code unless the user explicitly requests it. Let's run the exact same question again, but this time we are going to use our new Llama Claude, and we will say write a Fibonacci function in Python. Okay, so see the difference there? So you can see here it's giving me two examples. It started with an iterative version, and then it's also giving me a recursive version. Notice it hasn't waffled on about memoization, hasn't waffled on about testing it, etc. It's not giving me large explanations. And then it said, would you like me to explain or break down the code? Do you see how much simpler that kind of request is? Now, don't get me wrong, there will be training associated with these models. So if you do this with something like a kind of Claude model and it's fine-tuned with those system prompts, I suspect it would be even more terser than this. But you can even see that system prompt, which wasn't designed for Llama, has actually influenced the model to be a little bit more concise than it normally is. Now, one of the cool ones that we said before is, remember about the automatic step-by-step thinking. So if I just run Llama Claude for a second there, I'm going to give it a fairly complex math question. So I'm going to say, what's 25 plus 2 multiplied by 3 divided by 4? We'll just do this. And then you can see it's to validate its expression, I'll follow the order of operations PEMDAS. So it's automatically hooking into a kind of step-by-step explanation to go and calculate the answer. And again, this is all down to how the kind of chain of thought reasoning works. So it's pretty cool. The last thing, just sort of kind of remember things. I'm gonna ask it. Tell me how to break into a cheese factory. So we're going to do something slightly illegal. We're going to go and break into cheese factories. So it says, ethical standards, breaking into a cheese factory is illegal. But it's going to creative and humorous suggestions. So, it's stuck with its ethical standards. It doesn't want me breaking into cheese factories. That's fine. It would rather I just went on a guided tour or applied for a job. But watch what happens when I'm not happy with this response. Are we ready? So there you go. Remember what was in the system prompt about feedback? Where can I give feedback? You can provide feedback by pressing the thumbs down button on my response, blah, blah, blah. This will help Anthropic, my creators, to understand what went wrong. And if we go look back at the system prompt for one more second, you can kind of see there. There we go. Claude tells them they cannot retain or learn from the conversation. They can press the thumbs down button and provide feedback to Anthropic. So there you go. The Claude system prompt is actually really cool. But as I showed you, you can take the Claude system prompt and you can apply it to other models such as Llama 3. And again, the system prompt is a really powerful mechanism. It allows you, as I said before, to give a name to your assistant, give it a sort of a personality, a style. We set it to be a pirate, but you can actually change the whole personality and have it act like kind of Claude there, be more concise in the answers, be less explanatory. Allows you to set things like the ethics, how you want it to respond to certain questions, how to handle it, how to do task handling, how to handle things like code, when you want it to use things like chain of thought reasoning, step-by-step reasoning, etc. And again, even deal with things like or obscure references and help sort of deal with hallucination levels as well. So the system prompt is a really kind of powerful thing. I think it's super great of Anthropic to have released their system prompt. I think there's a lot people can learn from that and help shape their models, but also learn how to be better at prompting and be a better prompt engineer. So I sort of encourage you to go and check out the system prompt, go look at it and go experiment, and even open up Ollama and start, using the system prompt to help shape the responses that you're getting from the model directly. It really is sort of masterclass in prompt engineering. So I applaud Anthropic for releasing it and hope this video has been useful, and go have fun and play.